Okay, what's up, beautiful people? It is 5:08, and I am pulling into my garage. And so I have a video on this channel about how to be productive after work. And so go back and look at that video if you want to get some tidbits. But this is going to be a little bit more kind of hands-on about what happens, like, from the time I get in the house until the time I lay my head down, because that one is basically about the evening. I'm going to take you through the whole time. So from 5 o'clock until I probably go to sleep till probably right around 10, because we have Monday Night Football. So the first thing is first. I usually sit in my car for about a good minute and a half, and just de-escalate, get my mind together, because as soon as I open that door, number one, my dog is going to be barking. And if you have a small dog or a chihuahua, then you already know what I'm talking about. I look around my car, and I'm trying to be so much better about immediately just taking the things that are in my car and taking them in the house. So I've got my purse, I have my planner. Here was my lunch from today that I ate. Here is my water cup that I had. Here is my smoothie that I drank in the car this morning. So this immediately needs to go in the trash can. My husband says I'm killing the earth. I don't care. So I've grabbed all the things that are critical and essential. So first step is getting everything out of the car so that you're able to transition into the house. So let's go. So I change immediately out of my work clothes. I don't sit down. I don't start doing anything. I immediately transition into home mode. I take off my ID badge. I do all of that. Most of the time when I transition out of my work clothes, I look at what I'm going to wear for the next day. So I already have that ready to go in the morning. So that is what I'm going to do. So it's a combination of putting up my current work clothes and then picking out tomorrow's work clothes. So I am going to look, and I always look at my calendar on my phone too. I look at what the weather is going to be like tomorrow and then what I'm going to be doing. So for example, if I'm going to be running around going from place to place to place to place, then guess what? That is not going to be a day that I wear like a super high heel. Like if I know I've got like 20 million meetings tomorrow, I'm not wearing these shoes. If I'm going to be stationary and I'm just going to be like going to 1 or 2 meetings, yes. But on days where I have to run around, I try to do a more comfortable shoe, more comfortable flat. So tomorrow I actually have to go to a whole other school district, and I have to go to a couple of meetings at different places. So tomorrow is going to be more of a comfortable shoe day. These are actually the shoes that I had on today, much more comfortable heel. But I wear high heels every day, and when I hurt my hamstring, I wasn't able to wear them, and I probably still shouldn't be wearing them right now. And I'm one of those people that I pick out everything for the next day. So I'm gonna wear this black suit with this red shell underneath. If I didn't have to go to a whole bunch of places tomorrow, then I would wear these shoes. They're so cute. They're like mesh see-through, but I do. So because of that, I'm gonna be wearing these. So I've been in the house for probably like 6 or 7 minutes, and I've already picked out my clothes for tomorrow. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna also pick out my jewelry. So the next thing I do is I pick out my workout clothes, and I actually bought these and haven't had a chance to wear them from Fabletics. So I think I'm gonna wear these little workout pants tomorrow and this bra top. So I don't know how many times I can put this in a video, but if you're a coffee drinker, make your coffee the day before. I've already put the coffee in the coffee pot. I've already put the water in the coffee pot. It is set. So in the morning, all I have to do is just hit the brew button and we are good to go. Like, don't be stumbling around in the dark, grinding beans and doing all that. Get it all done the night before. Trust me, you will be so glad you did. So once I put up my clothes, I change into my more comfortable clothes. I get the coffee out, I start dinner. Then I transition upstairs and I grab my planner and my time block. So what that looks like, and I talk about this in my other video, but y'all, it is 5:31. So I came in the house, like at 5:07? So here we are 20 minutes later. And so I go upstairs and I look at what I was supposed to accomplish today. So my big 3 were stretch and meditate, which I did this morning. They were sending a nominating committee. I'm over a nominating committee in an organization. I had to send that out. So I sent that out. And then actually look at our family trip for Christmas. I am gonna grab my timer, y'all. Old Faithful. And right now it's 5:30. I don't want to be up here for more than 30 minutes working on that. So I'm going to time block, and then I'm going to look at the vacation, but I'm going to time block first. So I'm going to probably do that for about 10 minutes because I know how to do it really quick. And then I'll start looking at the vacation, and I'm actually going to start playing with this particular camera settings. All of that to say, I want to be up here no more than 30 minutes, and then I'll transition downstairs, and I'll take my computer, and I'll finish looking for vacation down there. So the thing about time blocking is, and this isn't going to be a tutorial on time blocking, but I'm going to talk about some components. So the way that my planner is set up is that I have to identify my big 3 for tomorrow. These are the 3 things that are tied to my weekly goals, or they should be in theory. So when I started out this week, I'm going to share with you what my 3 big goals are for the week. Work out 5 times and run twice. 1 minute run, 1 minute walk, because if you watch my videos, I'm getting back into my running cadence because I hurt my hamstring, but I could run again, but now I've got to get back into like running shape where I can just run straight. So I'm going to do that. I have to have like a whole flow for an organization I'm in. I'm the chair of the nominating committee, so I want to make sure all of that's tight and there's a cadence to that. And then I want to finalize 2 videos here for YouTube and do 2 thumbnails. So those are my big 3 things for the week. I've got plenty of things to do, but for this week, those are like, if I can get these 3 things accomplished, then I'll be good. Because I'm actually going out of town because I'm going to homecoming for my 25th anniversary of my line. And so I'm actually going to be out Friday. So I want to get those things done before I go out of town. And so when I look at what my big 3 are for the day, they should be pieces of what the big 3 for the week are. So if my big 3 is work out 5 times, then tomorrow one of my big 3 is upper body and stretch. The second one is finalize the calendar. That is not actually part of my big 3 for the week. That's a work thing, but I have a calendar for November, December, and January, and I want to have it finalized so that everyone can look at it so we can make changes to it now. And so sometimes your big 3 won't necessarily go back to your 3, and then the other one is spend 60 minutes editing videos. So when I get off of work tomorrow, some of this time, like instead of looking at vacation, I'll be editing videos. So that's how your big 3 work. And then I time block my entire day. And so what this looks like is on a Post-it note, I just write out from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So tomorrow from 5 to 5:30, that's my time to kind of wake up, get dressed. From 5:30 to 6:30 is going to be my upper body workout and stretch. From 6:30 to pretty much 7:15, I'm going to get dressed and go to work. And you get it, yada, yada, yada. So I block out what every hour looks like. For some people, they think that's anal. And what I tell people is, it doesn't mean that the way I wrote this down is how my day is going to look. It means that I have a structure to my day. And probably 80 to 90% of the time, I'm going to get things done because I blocked out for them to get done. And then like the little other things that have to happen during the day, I do those. So I have edit from like 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And so I just believe in mapping out things and time blocking things. If you've never time blocked, it is definitely going to seem very extreme. But once you do time block, you're never going to not want to time block, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this. And then I'm going to transition to looking at this vacation, or actually messing with these settings on this camera. And then I'm going to go downstairs, finish up with dinner, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it is 7:51, and so that means for the last basically hour and a half, ate dinner, worked on vacation. I think we are going to the Bahamas. Not 100% sure, but it's leaning that way. So like with any good night routine, you're going to take off your makeup. And for me, my routine during the week is pretty simple. I use the Lancome, what is this? Makeup remover. That's the very first thing I do, is put a little makeup remover there, and then I just want to get as much makeup off as I can before I actually wash my face. So I just put that on a little puff, and then on both sides. I don't try to get everything off because I'm gonna actually wash my face, but I'm definitely trying to get off as much makeup on. I just feel like I'm just thriving in my shake back routine, because I've had to really just kind of dig myself out of the little hole I put in, and I'm so adamant and anal about my skin that kind of during that drought, when I wasn't drinking water and doing the things I needed to do, my skin responded accordingly. I'm not going to go through every single thing. This is my cleanser. So the crazy thing about the cleanser I use is it doesn't really foam. It's a black honey cleanser. So I remember when I bought it the first time, I thought something was wrong with it because it doesn't really foam up, but it just doesn't. So that's what I'm gonna do, is just wash my face, and then I'm going to jump in the shower. Okay, so out of the shower, pretty much moisturized. Just gonna put some moisturizer on. I do the vitamin C serum every other day, not every day, because I have sensitive skin. Even though the serum that I use, I really honestly think you could use it every day. It is super, 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 super mild. So I'm not gonna put that on my whole face. But I do have this one spot that I am gonna put it on, just where I had a blemish. And one thing about this serum is I know for a fact it helps fade any kind of discoloration quickly. Okay, so let's think about this. We have come in the house, we picked out our clothes for tomorrow, so we are not gonna be in the morning in the closet sitting there trying to figure out what to wear. Number two, we have our workout clothes already laid out in the morning, so we're not gonna have any excuses as to why when our feet hit the ground, we don't know how to get our morning started because we have our workout clothes already. The next thing that we've also accomplished is we've time blocked, so we know exactly what our whole day is going to look like tomorrow. Now tomorrow in the morning I am going to go back and review and just reread what I wrote. So what does the rest of the evening look like, or the nighttime? So we're really into nighttime. So for the rest of the night, what I do is I do a combination of a little bit of playing around with my computer. So I'll probably go work on editing a video for probably about 20-30 minutes. Then I'm gonna read for about 20 minutes too as well. So I just have that closure. Football's on, so I'm gonna watch Monday Night Football, and then I'm gonna make some tea to kind of just de-escalate and like kind of bring the evening to a close. I'm going to light a candle. 90% of the time I will be cleaning the kitchen, but my husband was off today, so he's cleaning the kitchen because bro, he was home all day. He actually cooked dinner too, so I didn't have to cook all of it. So but that's what our evening would look like. It is productive, but it doesn't feel like I came home and had a second job. And that's the goal of a good strong evening night routine, is to feel like I'm getting ready to start my next day with 1 foot ahead. That really is the goal of my night routine, and my evening routine is to not just feel frenzied. I hate the feeling of in the morning time just feeling frenzied. I don't know if that's how you are, and yes, I do sleep in my Apple Watch, but I just hate that feeling of waking up and I feel like I have all these things to do. That's why I lay my clothes out. That's why I have my workout gear. That's why I have the coffee ready. That's why I have my smoothies ready, my snacks ready, my meal prep ready. Like, I want to be on autopilot in the morning, and all of that starts the evening before. So let's go ahead and just kind of close out the rest of this evening with a little bit of reading, a little bit of video editing, a little bit of football.